Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village tucked between green hills and golden fields, lived an old lady. She was fragile, with silver hair and a face etched with the deep lines of time. But her eyes, oh, her eyes sparkled with a light that could melt even the coldest heart. She had no family left. Her husband had passed away long ago, and she had no children. Yet, despite her loneliness, she was always smiling. Her little house stood beside a great ancient banyan tree, and every morning she would sit under its shade, greeting everyone who passed by with a warm smile and kind words. The villagers adored her. Life wasn't easy for them. Some toiled as farmers, others as carpenters or market sellers. Some days brought joy, but many brought hardship, failed crops, sickness, empty plates. But the old lady's smile never faded. One day, a young woman named Priya came to her with eyes full of tears. "Grandma," she whispered, her voice trembling, "I don't know what to do. My husband went to the city to find work, but there's been no word. My children are hungry. I'm scared." The old woman gently patted the ground beside her. "Sit, child," she said softly. "Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Through her tears, Priya replied, "I don't know. What if he can't find work? What if he's forgotten us? What if we have nothing left?" The old lady listened patiently, then smiled. "Priya," she said, "when our minds are filled with bad thoughts, our hearts grow heavy. But when we choose good thoughts, our hearts feel lighter, and sometimes good things begin to happen." "But Grandma," Priya asked, "how can I think good thoughts when everything is going wrong?" The old lady nodded gently and began to tell her a story. Once there was a poor man. He had no food, no money, no family. One day he sat by a river, crying bitterly. An old woman passed by and asked, Why are you crying, my son?" "I have nothing," he replied. "How can I be happy?" The woman smiled and said, "You have the river that flows endlessly, the trees that give shade, the sun that warms you every day. Look around. There's beauty in every direction. If you focus only on what you lack, you will always be sad. But if you see what you do have, you'll find peace." The man looked around. The river sparkled, the wind rustled the leaves, the sun bathed him in gold, and something shifted inside him. He stood up, wiped his tears, and began to work. Slowly, his life began to change, not by magic, but by the power of his thoughts. The old lady turned to Priya and said, "You see, dear child, the world didn't change. He did. When we think positively, we find strength. But if we think only of what's wrong, we feel weak and lost." Priya looked thoughtful. "Do you really think this will help?" she asked. The old woman smiled. "Try this. Every morning, say to yourself, 'Today will be a good day.' You'll find the strength to care for your children, to keep going, and to trust." Priya wiped her tears and whispered, "I'll try, Grandma." From that day forward, Priya followed the old woman's advice. Each morning she rose with a hopeful heart and said aloud, "Today will be a good day." She worked hard, cared for her children, and waited with faith. And then, one morning, a letter arrived. Her husband had found a job and was sending money home. Tears of joy filled Priya's eyes. She rushed to the banyan tree and hugged the old lady, her heart bursting with gratitude. "You were right, Grandma," she said. "Positive thoughts do bring light." As days passed, the old lady's wisdom spread throughout the village. One by one, people came to her, pouring out their troubles, and to each, she gave the same message: think good thoughts, and good things will follow. The village slowly began to change, not because life got easier, but because hearts grew stronger, smiles became brighter, hope blossomed like flowers in spring. So every morning before you start your day, take a deep breath and say to yourself, "Today will be a good day." If this story inspired you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs motivation, and subscribe for more life-changing stories.